Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. This video is going to be, I think, exciting for a lot of people and for myself included, because this video is solely my opinion based off of data, right? We're going to talk data, but mostly it's going to be my opinion on why I think AMC is going higher from this point. I don't think this is a fake out kind of rally, and what that ultimately means is that in the future AMC is going to be a lot higher than where it currently is right now, guys. So take that as you will. Let's get into this video. But first, before we do, I want to thank you guys for being so supportive and showing a lot of love and positive thoughts in the comments from the last video, where I explained single dad, raising a 2.5-year-old girl now, and it is hard to kind of have her doing something else and not interruptive in videos, and sometimes she is, and you guys are very supportive of that, so thank you guys very much from the bottom of my heart for that one. But nonetheless, let's get into some of this information, guys. So the technicals do have a role to play in all of this, but I don't think it's even close to the most important thing. Like, if you're charting out right from most important to least important, I think the technicals are like right here. And a lot of people pay a lot of attention to technicals, but there's a lot more going on behind the scenes that make shorts actually cover on their short positions. A lot of it has to do with margin and allocation between different sectors. A lot of people don't even realize, but hedge funds or money managers, some of these funds with short positions on AMC can only allocate a certain amount to different sectors. Maybe it's technology, maybe it's to energy, just depends how the weighting is, or to short position. So when they get so overweighted in one direction or the other, and especially when those trades start to go against you with all of the other factors we're going to talk about in this video, it leads to a more compelling reason to cover on an AMC short position. Now, one of the things that I am most excited about, from my personal opinion, is the box office slate for 2023, because AMC is very much a unique business in the sense of it relies on other companies for its revenue, meaning it relies on production theaters to make movies for AMC to make its money. So over the last couple of years, you've really seen the box office slow down. Not that they are not making movies at this current moment. I mean, there's a lot of movies in production. There's a lot of movies coming out in 2023, but the movies coming out in 2023 were really filmed in the second half of 2021 and 2022. So that's when things got a little bit more normal. So the times in which you really weren't getting movies heading to theaters, I think, is done. And the 2023 box office really goes to show that. So let's just give you guys a brief rundown. We're obviously not going to look at all these movies because holy crap, there's a lot of them, and this does go in chronological order, in the sense of like January 6th, this is Megan, the movie that comes out, so it's in theaters right now, and it did have a $60 million opening weekend. Not too bad. $95 million opening weekend. Seriously, not too bad for a movie that I have never even heard about. So that did come out January 6th. But if we do go ahead and come back down, A Man Called Otto, and then when you continue on, you're getting to January 13th, and it just keeps going. So you have a lot of movies. Some of the notable ones, I would say, Magic Mike's Last Dance, Ant-Man and the Wasp, that does come out February 17th. Creed the Third, Scream, is that the 6th? I'm so bad with Roman numerals. Apologies. Shazam! Fury of the Gods, March 17th. 65, that comes out March 17th. Inside John Wick Chapter 4 comes out March 24th. Dungeons and Dragons Horror Among Thieves comes out March 31st. The Super Mario Bros. Movie, that's going to be interesting to see how that does, comes out April 7th. Renfield, April 14th. Evil Dead Rise, April 21st. I scrolled down quite a bit, guys, so I'm just trying to find some of the more important ones. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 comes out May 5th. Fast X comes out May 19th. The Little Mermaid comes out May 26th. Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse comes out June 2nd. The Boogeyman comes out June 2nd. Transformers Rise of the Beast comes out June 9th. The Flash comes out June 16th. Elemental comes out June 16th. You guys get the idea here, right? There's going to be a lot of movies in 2023 that are going to get people to go to the theaters. And that's key because, like I said, there's only so much AMC can do. So if you're seeing these movies go to theaters, means AMC is going to have a better 2023 than they did in 2022. And in the fourth quarter of 2022, these are the numbers that we are going to get reported on coming February 28th. I think AMC can actually post a profit, or at least be free cash flow positive. That's what the company is kind of guided towards. Now, last quarter, they did worse than their expectations as far as becoming profitable, right? They had an expectation. They didn't meet it, but they did have higher revenue than expectations. So the stock was not really rewarded too much because the only thing investors care about right now and in 2022 was profits and free cash flow. So Q4, I do think AMC, because of the movies that came out during Q4, Avatar having a big role to play, right? Over $2 billion at the box office so far. I think you're going to get free cash flow or just a net profit. If that happens, I think that is the single biggest, most important thing that could happen for AMC to cause the MOASS. That could literally be the one reason why a short squeeze happens. AMC going from losing a lot of money to all of a sudden making money with a more optimistic future over the next couple of years than in the past. And AMC has taken the initiative over the past 2 years, really call it the downtime, to invest in the business, to start new initiatives, to grow its overall footprint, and to take more market share. At the same time, there's something interesting that happens if you're a business and you're about to go bankrupt, like AMC was during 2020 and early parts of 2021. What is it? You become more efficient. You fire people, you lay people off where you need to, you get rid of things you don't need to, you close down theaters that are losing you money. Just like a Tesla or a Netflix or an Apple or any other company that has, decent margins. Apple has like a 40% profit margin. That's really good. But why is it 40%? Because they cut out existing BS to the business over the years to really refine down the business. Like at a lot of these companies, you don't have excess or you don't have a product that you're selling that is losing you money. Whereas AMC has been open for over 100 years. I believe it's 101 years now. So there's been a lot of things that should have happened in the business for a while now. That's not necessarily Adam Aron's fault. He started running things in, 2013? So in the grand scope of things, it hasn't been too long. There is some things he could have done better. But long story short, it's a more lean and efficient business now. So you should be able to make essentially profits. And that means the company is no longer going bankrupt. You could start to focus on the future and where the company can become. And at this point, the stock's not priced for much. The stock's not priced for a lot of good news. And you could see that based off of the share price of AMC compared to even other companies, right? Cruise lines, airlines that were in the same boat as AMC in 2021 and 2022. Granted, it is a little bit harder for AMC to just shut down entire, theaters compared to like an airline, trying to make their planes more efficient. That's a lot easier. So it took a lot more time for AMC. But long story short, if AMC does make a profit or free cash flow positive, you don't want to be short on the stock. You want to have some exposure, in my personal opinion, to an upside move. Now, the downside to that is you're going to get Microsoft earnings tomorrow. The downside to that is you're going to get Tesla earnings on Wednesday. The downside to that is next week you're going to get Apple, Google, Amazon, and the Fed meeting on February 1st. So you have some disruptions that could happen in the markets, let's call it that, for lack of a better word, until February 28th. But also at the same time, I think the expectations in the markets are for really bad earnings, in which they're probably going to be bad, but are they as bad as feared? Maybe, maybe not. That's really the wild card here, that could change my opinion, right? Because AMC, it will have an effect on what happens to the broad markets, right? If the broad markets get destroyed, it's going to be hard for AMC to rally at the same time. Now, if earnings are good on February 28th, that might give you enough time for the digestion if tech earnings are bad. Hopefully that makes some sense. So in a way it's bad, in a way it's actually good. Hopefully we just skate through earnings season and we can be slightly positive or just flat compared to where we are now. So that's the number one thing I'm bullish on. And if the profits happen or the free cash flow happens, the optimism for 2023 is going to be that much stronger and going to lead shorts to cover on their short positions, in my personal opinion. Now, the second thing I'm most bullish on, and you can round this together, is the actual hard data here. The short interest of free float is 22.09%. This is the same level, roughly, it was at before the June rally of 2021, where the stock 10x'd in value. So from that perspective, you're primed, right? You're primed for a rally. On a split adjusted basis, the price of AMC is the exact same as well. We'll talk about that with the technicals. So nothing is different here from now until 2021 until now, besides easy money policy, in which I think profits could offset some of that. We'll talk about that a little bit more once we get to the technicals. But the cost to borrow averaged 243.52%, cost to borrow max 305%, cost to borrow minimum 193%. Live cost to borrow numbers of 97.31% from interactive brokers, and very few shares that are available to be traded, to be sold short. So the data here looks pretty similar to what we've seen in June of 2021. And on the split adjusted basis for AMC, meaning accounting for the dilution, accounting for adjusted stock splits and everything that's happened over the past 2 years, if you take a look at this blue line, which I talk about in almost every video now, you're at the same level now as where you were before the June rally. And like I just said, yes, money was easy in 2021. Companies that should have never got to the valuations they did, right? It's because money was easy, interest rates were low, so on and so forth. And AMC was in a very bad fundamental spot back here, right? Very bad fundamental spot. So it was easy to short the stock. Well, now fundamentals look like they have improved a lot more. And if you can get that profit or free cash flow, then I think that would offset or at least be a comparable to easy money policy, going from terrible fundamentals back here to decent fundamentals back here. Still a lot of debt for what it is, but profits, sustainability. I think that is a huge factor to getting shorts to cover on their short positions. Again, being at the same level now as what you were before the June rally that was back here in May of 2021. Now, you have been in this downtrending level of resistance for really a long time now. You've got rejected at this level for a while, and every time AMC has really gotten squeezy was at this level. The times where you'd wake up and AMC would be up 25% on the day and then close down 5% on the day. It was getting rejected at this trend line, like every single time, right? The high this day, $21. The low was $16. The close was $18. You only closed up 0.39% after being up like 30%. Remember, I'm sure you guys remember this day. This was March 29th, 2022. I vividly remember this day. It instantly got halted in pre-market, up a lot, and then it just came down. And then it just came down and down and down and down the subsequent days after that. It's because you came close to hitting this trend line within just a couple of cents. Same thing back here with the August rally. Same thing with the November rally and early December rally that we just seen. Now this time around, if it correlates with earnings and an actual profit, I think it could work in the other direction. And I think you could get some boom boom candles, guys. So these are the major reasons why, in my opinion, I am bullish on AMC right now. Why I'm not why I haven't given up on the stock or the trade. And to be quite honest, at this point, you've already lost a lot. I've already lost a lot. What do you have to lose when things are fundamentally improving and the data is improving and looks like where it was in June of 2021? Another big reason too, before I wrap up this video, I don't want to make it like 30 minutes long. It's probably like 20 minutes long right now. And thank you guys for watching this long, if you guys still are, is that AMC, due to the attention it's had over the past couple of years, everyone knows about the stock, and I might be one of the few retail community influencers that are talking about this, but don't think for a second hedge funds and market makers, money managers, everyone else that is big money that talks to each other isn't saying the same things that I am. They're saying, hey, we should probably cover on our short positions as soon as we can if AMC posts a profit. I would guarantee you, to the extent I can, because I don't know for a fact, that that is probably being said behind closed doors. That also makes me very bullish. And the fact that everyone knows about AMC, it was on mainstream media. Anyone that was an investor for years now, lived through 2020, knows about the meme stocks, quote unquote meme stocks, AMC, GameStop, etc. So that can unleash a lot more potential buying pressure compared to a random penny stock or a random stock that only a select group of people has heard about, guys. Hopefully that makes some sense, you guys. That's going to wrap up this video. Those are the biggest points and biggest reasons why I am personally bullish on AMC stock. Let me know your reasons why you are still bullish on this trade down below in the comment section. Thank you for watching. Most importantly, enjoy the rest of your night, and I will see you in the